The strange gift. The night was quiet on the small human colony built at the edge of alien space. Stars shone like silver sparks across the dark sky, and the only sound was the soft hum of machines keeping the settlement alive. But inside one of the simple houses, something very unusual was happening. A young human girl named Lila could not sleep. She tossed on her bed, her eyes drawn again and again to the strange box placed in the corner of her room. The box had been delivered that morning by a team of explorers returning from a nearby asteroid. They said it was found deep inside the ruins of an old alien vault, sealed, untouched, and glowing faintly. When Lila opened it, she expected a piece of metal, or maybe an alien tool. But inside, wrapped in soft glowing cloth, was a small creature. A baby dragon. Its scales shimmered in shades of blue and green like moonlight on water. Tiny wings twitched at its sides, and its chest rose and fell with slow, steady breaths. At first, Lila thought it was asleep. But then, the dragon's golden eyes opened, and they looked straight at her. She gasped and stumbled back, but the baby dragon didn't move. It only blinked, tilted its small head, and let out a soft sound almost like a sigh. From that moment, something strange began. Every time Lila tried to leave the room, the dragon would stir. If she stepped too far away, its body shook, its eyes widened, and it let out a low, mournful cry that made the walls tremble. But when she returned and sat beside it, the little creature calmed immediately, curling up like a child next to its parent. Her parents were confused. They tried to move the dragon into a research lab, but it refused to stay calm. Machines broke down, lights flickered, and the baby dragon wailed until Lila returned. Only then would it rest again, eyes closing, wings folding peacefully. The unbreakable. Bond 800 words. Days passed and the colony grew used to whispers about the strange baby dragon. People worked in silence, but their eyes often wandered toward the little house where Lila lived. Everyone knew now. The creature would not sleep unless the young human was near. Inside that room, the bond only grew stronger. Every morning, Ember followed Lila with tiny steps, his claws clicking softly on the floor. If she walked too far, he let out a sharp cry, wings fluttering anxiously. If she sat down, he curled at her feet like a loyal companion. The scientists tried to study him. They brought scanners, tools, and glowing devices. But the results were always the same: unstable. Whenever Ember felt nervous, his scales lit up, pulsing with strange symbols. Lights flickered, machines sparked, and once the entire research lab lost power for 3 hours. Yet, if Lila touched him, just one gentle hand on his head, everything stopped. It was as if she was the key. At first, she thought it was just comfort. She whispered to him at night, telling stories, singing soft songs, and Ember calmed. But then she noticed something else. Sometimes, when she touched his scales, she felt warmth flow into her. Not like heat, but like energy, spreading through her chest. It left her heart racing, her body trembling, as if Ember was sharing a piece of himself with her. The scientists grew more concerned. "It's not just emotional," one of them said. "There's a transfer happening, energy, life force, something deeper." Her parents wanted to keep her safe, but no one could separate her from Ember now. If they tried, he cried until walls shook. His wings stretched, glowing brighter and brighter until alarms rang across the colony. The engineers begged them not to push it further. His power could overload their systems, maybe even destroy the base. So Lila stayed close. One evening, she sat by the window with Ember curled in her lap. Stars glittered outside, and the little dragon gazed at them with wide golden eyes. His chest rose and fell with each breath, and then he let out a small sound, almost like a word. Lila blinked. "What did you say?" Ember only nuzzled her arm, curling tighter, but she couldn't shake the feeling. He was trying to speak. That night, when she fell asleep, Ember rested beside her again. His claws clung to her sleeve, refusing to let go. In her dreams, she saw fire, stars, and strange, alien shapes. Voices whispered in languages she didn't know but somehow understood. The bond is rare. The bond is power. She woke with a start. Ember's eyes were on her, glowing faintly in the dark. The next morning, news spread across the colony. A trader ship had arrived bringing supplies and information, and with it came rumors. Aliens across nearby systems were already whispering about the human child and her gifted dragon. Some called it a miracle, others called it dangerous. A few said the council itself might send ships to claim the creature. Fear began to grow among the colonists. They had seen what Ember could do when restless. If outsiders tried to take him, what would happen? Could anyone stop him? Lila didn't understand the politics. She only knew Ember needed her. She watched him play with a piece of cloth, his wings too small to fly yet, his tiny teeth nibbling at the edges. For all his glowing power, he was still just a baby. He still looked to her with trust in his eyes, refusing to sleep without her warmth beside him. But deep inside, Lila felt the truth. The bond was not simple. It was not normal. Something bigger was happening, and far above, hidden ships watched silently, recording every moment. Their captains spoke in hushed voices. The dragon's power depends on the human. If we take her away, the creature will break. But if we take them both, no one dared to finish the sentence, because even the strongest feared what might happen if the bond was tested. The scientists in the colony were puzzled. Dragons are rare enough, one whispered. But this one is different. It's gifted. They noticed the glowing patterns across its scales, symbols no one could read pulsing faintly as if alive. Sometimes when the baby dragon cried, those patterns flared, and strange bursts of energy filled the room. Electronics failed, screens went black, and air itself seemed to vibrate. Yet the moment Lila touched the dragon, everything stopped. Silence. Peace. Why? That was the question none of them could answer. Lila, however, didn't care about the mystery. She only saw a lonely creature who wanted comfort. She sat by its side every night, whispering soft words and stroking its scales until it fell asleep. Sometimes she felt its tiny claws cling to her sleeve, refusing to let go. She began to call it Ember because of the faint warmth it carried like a coal glowing deep inside. But whispers spread quickly. In the colony's halls, workers spoke in hushed voices. The dragon won't sleep without the girl. It cries for her. It could destroy the whole base if taken away. Even beyond the colony, the news reached alien ears. Traders carried the story across space. A gifted baby dragon found in human hands, bound in some strange way to a child. Some laughed at the idea. Others feared it. And a few, those who knew the power of gifted dragons, began to plan. Back in the little room, Lila didn't know any of this. She only knew that Ember wouldn't rest without her. That night, as she drifted off beside the creature, she felt its steady breathing against her arm. Its wings twitched once, then folded tighter. For the first time since it was found, the baby dragon slept deeply. Outside, the stars shone brighter, as if watching, and far away, in the shadows of alien space, unseen eyes turned toward Earth's small colony. They whispered of the strange gift, of the dragon's refusal to sleep without a human near. To them it was not just a bond. It was a sign that humanity was not weak, a sign that even the galaxy's most gifted creatures needed them.